So do I think Bronny belong in the league? Hell no. He ain't that good. He ain't even that good to be playing overseas against them overseas players.
J.J. Redick hurled profanity at him from the bench. A league coach pressured him until he exited it abruptly. Stephen A. Smith labeled him unprepared. Then LeBron challenged him courtside. This is Bronny James. And the video just Let's unpack everything. The viral eruption. You see, there are moments in athletics that rise beyond the sport itself. Moments that reveal the raw, unfiltered tension between chasing greatness and carrying unbearable expectations. And what we're examining today is exactly one of those moments. A moment that completely broke the internet, ignited endless arguments, and forced every basketball fan worldwide to confront a very simple yet deeply complex question. Is Bronny James actually ready? Because here's what unfolded, and you need to grasp the seriousness of this situation before we even analyze the footage itself. Bronny James was selected by the Los Angeles Lakers as the 55th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, a decision that instantly triggered massive controversy that still hasn't faded even now, deep into 2025. The son of LeBron James, widely regarded as one of the greatest players ever to touch the hardwood, Bronny entered the league bearing a weight no rookie in NBA history has ever carried. The burden of being both an athlete and a symbol of everything people admire and resent about privilege in pro sports. And let me be clear, the numbers haven't favored this young man. By late 2025, Bronny had played in only 10 NBA games, averaging just 2.1 points and 1.8 assists, while shooting a dreadful 29.6% from the floor and 27.3% from beyond the arc. These are not the numbers of someone who looks NBA ready. These are the numbers of someone struggling badly to find stability in a league that shows absolutely no patience for weaknesses. But here's what makes this story so volatile, so impossible to dismiss. Bronny signed a 4-year $7.9 million, fully guaranteed deal, something extremely rare for a late second-round pick, most of whom received two-way contracts with minimal security. That level of money, that level of protection for a player with those stats, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. Unless your father is LeBron James, reports claim Rich Paul. LeBron's agent and Clutch Sports founder warned other teams against drafting Bronny, allegedly suggesting he would play in Australia instead of the NBA if he wasn't taken by the preferred team. This essentially funneled Bronny to the Lakers, allowing LeBron to realize his long-publicized dream of sharing the court with his son. And that leads us to the footage that shattered the internet.
To the sideline with his injury. Luka's in pretty deep, kicked it into the corner. Bronny getting the start tonight. Has seen plenty of action.
The first clip that completely detonated across social media occurred during an NBA game when Lakers head coach J.J. Redick was caught furiously shouting at Bronny from the sideline. The incident reportedly followed Bronny passing up a wide-open jumper, a cardinal basketball sin, especially under a coach who constantly preaches the 0.5 mentality, meaning decisions must be made within half a second. According to multiple reports, Redick yelled, "Bronny, you've got to shoot the damn ball," displaying what can only be described as explosive frustration over Bronny's hesitation. In that game, Bronny logged 10 minutes and attempted just 2 shots in 10 minutes. For perspective, that level of passivity is nearly unheard of for any player hoping to carve out a legitimate NBA career. The clip spread rapidly, collecting thousands of views within hours and generating endless memes, reactions, and a tidal wave of commentary across the sports media ecosystem. Some applauded Redick for holding Bronny accountable, treating him like any other player who needs to be pushed. Others criticized it as excessive, arguing that publicly embarrassing a struggling 21-year-old causes more harm than growth.
They wouldn't do that with nobody else.
I feel you.
If this was not LeBron James' son, the Lakers would not take the time to build with him and invest the time and the resources that they're doing if this wasn't LeBron James' son. Yeah. They're only doing this out of nepotism.
3. Charleston White, the polarizing commentator who never filters his opinions, framed the nepotism debate in the bluntest terms imaginable.
Bronny James going to the NBA. He only averaged 4 points a game in college. He got a guaranteed contract for $7 million as a rookie, which is not heard of. You don't think that's taking food out of somebody else's plate? He didn't earn it.
For Bronny's freshman season at USC was, by any fair standard, disappointing. He averaged only 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game while shooting 36.6% from the field over 25 contests. Those figures, especially for someone declaring after a single college season, would normally lead to going undrafted, period. No debate. But that's not what happened, and everyone knows exactly why. After the Redick incident, Bronny spoke, 2 reporters with a level of composure that surprised many. He said he was focusing on off-ball movement and even credited Redick for the tough coaching, explaining, "We're talking about ball handlers on the parent team. I've got to learn how to impact the game off the ball, shoot when open, and improve there," and the data supported his comments. Soon after the Redick moment, Bronny returned to the G League on November 22, 2025, delivering what many labeled his strongest performance of the season. 15 points on 5 of 10 shooting, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals in a 115-95 victory over the Santa Cruz Warriors. But the calm didn't last. Weeks later, another clip surfaced that made the Redick incident look insignificant. In December 2025, during a Gilly game with the South Bay Lakers, Lakers. Bronny engaged in a heated confrontation with a coach believed to be either interim head coach Perry Hanks or an assistant. The footage showed visible tension, a sharp exchange over decision-making, and in the moment that stunned everyone, Bronny walked off the floor mid-argument. Let that sink in. He walked off the court. The video, uploaded to YouTube on December 5, 2025, titled Bronny James Walks Off Court, spread rapidly. That night's stat line: 10 points on 4 of 12 shooting, 0-4-5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 turnovers. Hardly the performance that gives you leverage against a coach.
So do I think Bronny belong in the league? Hell no. He ain't that good. He ain't even that good to be playing overseas against them overseas players. Bronny need to be a high school assistant basketball coach or a PE teacher somewhere. But he ain't good enough to play in no more league.
Before continuing, one thing must be absolutely clear. There was no physical fight. This wasn't an altercation in the traditional sense. No punches, no contact, purely verbal. But the intensity of these on-camera confrontations, broadcast to the world, permanently altered the conversation around Bronny James. On platforms like X, users endlessly debated Reddick's coaching style. Some praised it as necessary toughness. Others condemned it as excessive given Bronny's age and circumstances. The clip reignited arguments about nepotism, questioning whether Bronny's opportunities are earned or entirely tied to his father's legacy. Former players like Kwame Brown and Chandler Parsons voiced strong criticism. Brown argued Bronny's NBA spot exists solely because of LeBron, while Parsons called the draft pick embarrassing nepotism. And that's where this story expands into something far larger than basketball. The nepotism debate refuses to disappear. Here's the uncomfortable reality. It's become a cultural war, but the discussion grows more interesting because another perspective exists. Not everyone believes LeBron acted wrongly. Some argue he did exactly what any father would do.
But we think we do.
You just hit it on the head. Bronny James, it was a big debate about that, nepotism and getting it out the mud. A lot of people, majority of black people, we value getting it out of the mud instead of somebody in our family helping us, which happens all over, you know, corporate America, everywhere, sports, everywhere that we could think of, acting gigs. We see it everywhere.
ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski dismissed nepotism complaints outright, stating that NBA is filled with nepotism across ownership, front offices, and coaching staffs, and he isn't wrong. The Buzz family has run the Lakers since 1979. Danny Ainge's son Austin became Jazz president. Mike Malone's father was a legendary assistant who helped launch his career. Josh Kroenke oversees the Nuggets because his father owns them. The D'Angelos have influenced NBA front offices for decades.
Hell with them other niggas who daddy ain't up at GameStop and can't get them no job, nigga. Shout out to Philly Dog. Yeah.
That's a great analogy. My dad, when I graduated high school, he got me and all my homies jobs at the GameStop warehouse.
Yeah. So homie,
and we didn't earn it. We didn't earn it.
But did y'all appreciate it?
Oh, of course.
Did it enhance some of y'all life?
And some cultural commentators even frame Bronny's situation as black nepotism used as leverage, arguing minorities rarely gain access to privileges long enjoyed by powerful white families. From this angle, LeBron helping his son mirrors generational behavior that historically went unquestioned.
One of the important things to bring up is what, what you brought up in regards to the nepotism, because I don't want to hear it either, and I really appreciate and applaud you for bringing it up, because you hear people mumbling about that in the weeks and the days leading up to the draft. It is something that has permeated throughout the NBA for quite some time, okay? And on all levels. And no one has said anything. It's never been an issue that I can remember.
But one voice cut through the chaos with a perspective that forced people to pause. That voice belonged to Stephen A. Smith. Before diving into his comments, context matters. In March 2025, LeBron confronted Stephen A. courtside at a Lakers-Knicks game over Bronny criticism. The exchange went viral, pushing Stephen A. to address it publicly.